Hello, this video is going to walk you through completing the paragraph of the week from Google Slides. So you start off with your brainstorm sheet on slide 1, and this happens to be a narrative, which means you are telling a story. And your prompt is the mysterious box. So you're going to imagine that you find a mysterious box in the grass, and you're going to write a paragraph about what you find inside. So you're going to start off brainstorming. You can either replace these instructions with your ideas. So just simply typing where I find the box. Then you can go through and either use a bulleted list or a numbered list, and you can talk about what's inside, what do I do with it, so on and so forth, and you can create a list. Then you can go through and say, okay, so I made some ideas and some things that would go on in my story. So again, I'm going to use the star next to ideas that I think I'm going to use. So you can use that as a shape. You can drag it over, say, the number here, and you can color it so it kind of stands out. I'm going to turn this yellow because I think star should be yellow, and say, okay, I don't want to use idea 1, so I'm going to grab a shape that's an X, and I'm going to draw over here this 1, and I will turn it red so I know, no, I don't want to use that one. So you can use it like that. Or you can make a mind map that is made up of shapes. So you can start off with a shape. So start off with a circle, for example. Draw your circle and start off with finding the box. Then you can use the line feature to draw lines out from the box. You can just do a few here, here. And then make shapes that you can write in. So you can add some ideas here. So start with this one. I'm going to change the size of the font because I know it's going to end up being pretty large. And make sure it shows up at the top so you can use the orientation. So this is step 1. Looking inside. Use some emotions, like how would you be when you're looking inside this random box that shows up on your yard. So looking inside, nervous or excited, right? If I saw it like an Amazon box on my front yard or something like that, I might be excited. Although I don't know about right now. Nothing will come for Amazon for a while, but you will just use these and you can, change the shape, turn in the corners or whatever you want. So that's how you can make a mind map. So once you have your brainstorm and you have your ideas out and you kind of have an idea of what's going to be inside this box and how you're going to find it and what you're going to do with it, then you're going to move on to the organized slide, which is slide 2. And this is where you're going to type out your story, kind of. So you're going to start off with your topic sentence, which is how you're going to catch your reader's attention. So this is going to be how you find the box. Were you outside in the woods, roaming through? Were you, did your motion detector lights go off in the middle of the night and all of a sudden you find this box in the middle of your yard? Or did you, how did you find it? Then you're going to move on and tell the experience in order using details and descriptions. So here's might be where you look inside the box. Here's where you, use whatever is inside. Here's where, you decide what to do with the box, with the item. And then the closing sentence is like, here is my takeaway. So I threw it in the ocean so nobody would ever find it. Or I hid it in my closet. So you can think about putting anything inside this box, like an invisibility cloak or, something that you've been wanting for a really long time. Or it has to be school appropriate, though. So you can't, find a head inside the box or something like that. It has to be a school appropriate thing. But you can really just come up with, any sort of idea of what would be a really cool thing to find in this mysterious box that's been left, wherever you happen to find it. So once you have your organized thoughts and your outline, then you can copy this information in here to your rough draft. So go to your topic sentence, copy, paste. So I can kind of show you how you do that. So copy this, and you go here, highlight this, and paste. And then go back. Now you move to beginning, copy, 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 paste, And then you have this, so keep going. So I want to put a space there. And so I also want to make sure I tab to indent my paragraph. So then I'm going to do middle. Okay. And I'm just going to keep going until I end up copying, all of it. Okay, so that is rough draft. So just copy everything from your organized and put it in your rough draft. Next, for Thursday is our radar and edit. So I'm going to go through and go, oh my gosh, I didn't include any periods anywhere in here. So I'm going to drag this away, and some of them might not show up as red, and I want them to so they stand out. So I'm going to make sure that I use the border color line feature here and turn this red, resize it, and drag it, and it goes right here is where I need a period. And I also need, another one here, and I'm going to make sure, again, I color it red if it wasn't colored red, and drag it and drop it right here, okay? So say I needed to capitalize something and I didn't. Again, drag, drop. Whoops. Gets a little tricky with, now I'm moving my whole box here. Gets a little tricky with resizing some of these things because they're tiny, they get tiny. But anyway, so there's that. So if I happen to use all of a mark and I want to use more, then I can use the Control D feature and it will just create a duplicate. So I don't have to go through copy paste. I can Control D and then I can just duplicate the whole thing, drag it. Again, I'm making sure it's red so it shows up obviously. Okay, so you can use any of these to fix your rough draft. Okay, so then for your final draft, you just have to go through, copy your rough draft, and go here for your final draft, paste it, and make sure now I go through and I make my corrections and say, okay, that's good. Now I'm going to go through my checklist and make sure that everything is checked off. So yes, I introduced my experience. Yes, I told about the events in orders using description and detail. And just go through each one. I use complete sentences. I use linking ideas. I use correct punctuation. And of course, I wrote neatly because I typed this. And then move all your check boxes over to show that you checked it off. Okay, so that's it. There's 5 steps. But you could easily do an entire week's worth of paragraph of the week pretty quickly. But you just might want to split this one up into 2 days so you can look at your rough draft with a pair of fresh eyes or have someone else look over it with you to see if they notice anything that you don't, because you have in your mind what you're trying to say and sometimes it doesn't translate on paper. So if you can have, anyone, look over it for you, that would be incredibly helpful. So once you have all 4 slides done, all 5 parts, because slide 3 is technically 2 parts, then you can go ahead and turn it in Google Classroom. You should have a button up here at the top that says turn in. If not, you can go back to Google Classroom and turn it in. You don't have to attach anything because it already has this assignment attached to it. So I can see it at any time and give you ideas if I need to. And you can just go ahead and turn it in. And anytime you get it done, but remember it is due by Sunday, April 5th at midnight. Okay, as always, if you have any issues, you can go ahead and email me or leave a comment either in the private comment or a class comment in Google Classroom. Have a nice day. Bye.